Wow, today's a noisy day. Yes, please do make noise while I'm trying to film a video. This is fabulous. Is ramen seasoning bad for you? And I happen to have the seasoning right here and a few of these in reach as well. Yes. I want to ask, why are people still eating ramen noodles? But there's a lot of different factors as to why people are still eating these things. Found that women, here we go again, being women, isn't it great?
Hey, it's Jay Leanne, rhymes with A Leanne. Like if you're a fan, comment and subscribe.
Hello, my name is Jillian. Let's get started. Ramen increases risk for metabolic syndrome in women. Okay then. Doctors think that ramen's processed ingredients, high sodium levels, and considerable amount of saturated fats contributes to high blood pressure, high blood sugar levels, and an increased risk of stroke, diabetes, and heart disease. So, what are people really eating if this is the end result? And to see that it's to do with women, and I happen to be a woman, this is very upsetting. It is messed up. Let's continue to get educated about this. Metabolic syndrome. Overview. Metabolic syndrome is a cluster of conditions that occur together, increasing your risk of heart disease, stroke. Today's a great day. Heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. These conditions include increased blood pressure, high blood sugar, excess body fat around the waist, and abnormal cholesterol or triglyceride levels. Great. That's great. Is ramen seasoning bad for you? And I happen to have the seasoning right here and a few of these in reach as well. Yes, it makes your ramen taste like it does. However, this flavoring powder is made of salt, monosodium, glutamate, seasoning, and sugar. Glutamate? Okay, then. That's bad news for your body. The worst ingredient is the MSG, or monosodium glutamate. So I don't think that any part of this is good. So I decided to go on a website and do a little bit more research on this because the info I gave you was just light information. So I'm going to read off of this website, and I don't know if this is gonna shock you or if you knew this before, but if you know this now, yeah, this. If you know this now, you're very late, and if you have these in your house, we'll talk about that in the end. Ramen noodles don't offer much nutrition. It's important that we distinguish right away that there's a big difference between homemade ramen noodles and the ones that cost a dime in the grocery store. As Spoon University points out, real ramen is made with the hand pulled wheat noodles, while stuff like Top Ramen is simply mass produced dehydrated noodles that are full of preservatives. We do not want that in our ramen. We don't want it in nothing that we eat. Preservatives, sodium, and stuff like that. Who has time to die that easily? Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Ramen is basically a big bowl full of sodium. I just talked about sodium. Aside from a bowl of empty calories, the real health culprit here is the packet of seasoning that gives ramen noodles their flavoring. Sure, It makes them tasty enough for you to choke them down, but that little seasoning packet is the one big sodium bomb. Why? I want to ask, why are people still eating ramen noodles? But there's a lot of different factors as to why people are still eating these things. Some people even know they're not good for them and they're still eating them. It could be because you're a college student. It could be because you don't know how to properly cook. It could be because you're someone who is lazy and don't want to really take the time to cook, or probably you don't know how to cook. There's a lot of different factors. Let's continue reading, shall we? A diet high in sodium can raise blood pressure and increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. Fabulous, we love that, I guess. One package of instant ramen contains roughly 88% of an adult's recommended daily sodium value. Eat 2 packets a day and you'll be way over that sodium dosage. That is crazy. Also, it's not just the sodium content that's concerning here, but the potential health effects of those noodles. A study published in Journal of Nutrition via Cooking Light found that women, here we go again being women, isn't it great? Women who consumed instant ramen twice per week or more were 68% more likely to be obese. Do you consume ramen noodles all the time? Are you thick around the waist? This could probably be a reason why. Oh, and did we mention that there's also a preservative in instant ramen known as TBHQ? That has been linked to vision problems. Yeah, they said no thanks in the ending. And it's time to give my final verdict on this whole ramen thing. So let me answer your question. Or should I say the question of the video? Because at the end of the day, you're here to know what the answer is. And the answer is obviously something is wrong with not only the seasoning of ramen, but ramen itself. There is something in the whole ramen that I would not recommend. I would not recommend this. I'd recommend homemade ramen or something more on the healthier side, because if I have to really give this a rating from 1 to 10, I'm giving it a 1 because vision problems, type 2 diabetes, obesity. You can eat ramen noodles. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but get rid of the packet seasoning because it's not good for you. So yeah, I don't have much else to say on the topic, but if you do still eat ramen noodles, I hope you at least remove the packet. But anyways, as for this whole video, I just have to say that I would not recommend you to eat it all the time. You could have it around, but don't deal with the seasoning. And with that said, don't be too problematic. Let me say my outro again. Gotta do that again, y'all. And with that said, don't be too problematic. Be as polite as possible. I'll see you next time.